This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Abam. We're continuing in Daf Hashavua. We're learning Mishna Berura Daf Hashavua. We're learning Hilchos Tefillin, Siman Lamed Daled. We're in the middle of Sif days. The Mechaber says Yirei Shamayim should be yotzei both opinions, both the Rashi Rambam and Rabbeinu Tam. Let's read the Mechaber again. V'yasa shtei zugos tefillin. He should make two pairs of tefillin. V'yaniach shneim. He should put on both of them. V'yechavin mahanachasam. He should have in mind in his placement. Ba'oisam shem aliba dehilchasani yotzi de chayvasi. In the ones that are according to halach am yotzi meichia v'hashar heim kirtzuis ba'alma. And the other are just straps. Ki makom yesh beroish lahaniach shtei tefillin. Because there is a place on the head to put on two pairs of tefillin. V'chein bizroya. There's place on the arm to put on two pairs of tefillin. V'im einoi yoidea lechavein hamakoim. And if you can't get the precise spot, ulhaniach shneim yachad, and put them both on together, yaniach kedivrei ha'echad, shel yad v'shel rosh. You should put on like one opinion, the shel yad and the shel rosh. V'yisalkim miyad, remove them immediately. V'yaniach la'achirim al smach bracha rishayna. V'yeshayimrim. Now, according to the first day, there's no preference which one you put on first. Rashi or Rabbeinu Tam. V'yeshayimrim shem lo yuchal aniach b'vasachas yaniach shel Rashi. Some say that if you can't put them on b'vasachas, you should put on Rashi. V'yivarach aleim. V'yu alav b'shas kriyashma tefillah. V'achar tefillah yaniach shel Rabbeinu Tam b'loi bracha. After the davening, you should put on Rabbeinu Tam tefillin without a bracha. V'yikra b'hem shema v'hoyim shemaya. And you should say Shema and V'haya im Shamaya. Interesting that the Mechaber says that you only say two parshios of Tefillin and Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin. We know there are many shitas regarding Kriya Shema. Some hold Kriya Shema is D'Rabbanan. Some Rishonim hold, Tosfos brings that according to Shmuel, perhaps Shema is only D'Rabbanan. Some hold only the first pasuk is D'Oraisa. Some hold the whole first Parsha. Some hold the first two Parshios. That's the Shita of the Pri Chadash. Some say, the Rambam seems to say all three. Here the Mechaber seems to be going like Shita of the Pri Chadash, that only the first two Parshios are the Eiraisa. Okay, Sif Katan Ches. You have in mind like this. You have in mind the one that is Aliba the Hilchas Am Yotzi Meichiev, and the rest are like Ritzuos Ba'alma. It says Mishna Berura Sharim Mimanav Shach Echad Mehem Pasal. Mimanav Shach, one of them is Pasal v'Charab Siv Katan Aleph. There's V'Davka Bezeh Eino Ever Al Ba'al Tosef. Only in this scenario you're not over Ba'al Tosef. How's that? Sheish Bezeh Shtayim L'Mol Yusa. You have two things going for you. Echad, number one, She'echa Mehem Hu Pasal. One of them is Pasal. And Beis Shekol Echad Omer B'fnei Atzmai. They're both on their own. Aval Meniach Beis Zugas Tefillin Ksherim. But if you put on two kosher pairs, Oisha HaTefillin Shel Rosh Asa Shel Heibatim, or the Tefillin Shel Rosh you made 5 parshios. So in other words, let's say you wanted to be Yotzei Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam. So you did as follows. Let's see if we could pull this up. Like over here, you wanted to make you want to be Yotzei everyone. So you put Kadesh V'Yikaviyacha, Shema V'Hoyim Shamaya. That's Rashi in the Rambam. And for good measure, you put a Shema at the end. So if you either put on 2 kosher pairs of tefillin, or you made the Tonshosh Hey Batim, Bein Sha'asum Etchila Shal Hey, whether you originally made it a 5, Oy Sha'asu Shal Dalet, or you made it a 4, V'chibar Layacher Kach Oy Bayis Echad, and then you attached another bias to it after the fact, Avar B'Zah Alalav, the Baal Tosef. So basically, the reason why in this case you're not over and Baal Tosef is you got 2 things going for you. One of them is Pasal, and one of them is only made b'fnei atzm, and they're both standalones. But if they would both be kosher, so again, this is all going with the shita. If Rashi is kosher, Rabbeinu Tam is pasal, and if Rabbeinu Tam is kosher, Rashi is pasal. But if you make tefillin of 5 batim or 2 kosher pairs of tefillin, you're over about toisav. I'm a biragrash shabashim dvarf. Da'afilu im habayis hachamishi lo yichiber oisei legamri im hadal batim. Rak b'kshir ba'alma afilu hachi pasal lahatfillin aydezeh. It would not be good for tefillin. Umamela aver halav debal toisif. It would be a problem. In other words, here it's okay because you have 2 different pairs of tefillin and it's possible. But if it would be in one pair, even if it would not be completely attached, it would merely be tied, it would be problematic. Now, if you can't be mechabe in the makom and to put them both on together, says Mishna Berura Sivkatan Teshneim Yachet Perush Kishe Yahadek Shneim. When you wrap both of them and you fasten both of them, vasachas lo yuchal lechaben hamakom shekolechem lo nechal makoymai kedin. It's impossible. Let's say you have a hard time targeting the spot that both of them should be in the right place. Al kein tzarich lekashreim al kapanim take of zeh achar zeh b'li hefsek. Therefore, you need to tie at least one after another without any interruption, via moil habracha shebech metchila gamal tefillin hashniim, and then the bracha will be going on the second one as well. V'zeh mashikas machar besamach v'yaniach ha'achirim al smach. Dahainu sheyaniach hazug hasheni eitzel hazug harishon v'chanal ach shaloi behanocha achas. So it sounds like the Mishna Berura is learning the mechaber as follows: that what you should do is you should put them both on together. But if you're not able to mechavin the place and to put them both on together, then you do one after another in succession. Now that sounds like you're putting in the first step, the way the Mishna Berura is reading it, is really you should put them both on mamish simultaneously, exactly at the same time. You put on the 2, you fasten the 2, and you wrap the 2, not one after another. But if you're not able to do that, meaning if you're going to be mahadek shneim b'vasachas, if you're not going to be able to get in the right place, then you need at the very least to tie one after another without any interruption at all between them. The only thing is, I don't know why the Mishna Berura is reading it that way. I don't think that's what the mechaber is saying. The mechaber is saying, if you're not able to get both on at the same time, then you put on one, take it off, and put on the other. I mean, that's our gersa. Our gersa is v'salke miyad. So that's why I guess we have to read further. The Mishna Berura takes that out. Yaniach. What do? Kedivrei ha'echad shal yad v'shal rois, v'yaniach ha'acher masang roshana, v'im lo yuchal. When the mechaber says the words v'im lo yuchal, kach tzarich loymar, v'lo garsinon v'yisalke miyad. Take out the words, you remove it. In other words, in our gersa, in our text of the mechaber seems to be saying that you should put it both on simultaneously. If you can't get them both on the same spot, put on one, remove it, and then put on the other. Mishna Berura says, no, don't read the mechaber like our gersa. Take out the words v'yisalke miyad, and basically what you're doing is you're putting on one, and then you're putting on the other immediately. It's not b'vasachas, but it's immediately. So where does the mechaber have the words v'im lo yuchal? Here the Mishna Berura says v'yaniach ha'acher masang roshana v'im lo yuchal kach tzarich loymar v'lo yigal sinon v'yisalke miyad. not clear. The Mishna Berura has a different girsa of our mechaber than we do, and Mishna Berura is putting in the words v'im lo yuchal. The question is, where do you put in those words? We know we have those words in the second Yeshomer. In the second Yeshomer says Yeshomer shem lo yuchal leniach bevas achas.
Unless that's not a second Yeshomer, he's taking that out and he's saying it's one shita and saying the other side is
if you look on the second Yeshomer and the Mishna Berura says lo yuchal perish afilu bezeh achar zel lo yuchal leniach bevas achas. You can't even do it one after another. So that means the second Yeshomrim is a different lo yuchal. That means the first Yeshomrim is not, I guess, not in yodea lechavein hamakam. I guess I would read it like this. The Mishna Berura is saying, "V'im eno yodea lechavein hamakam." You can't be mechavein the place to put on both simultaneously. The lo yuchal lo haniach shneim yachad. I think that's what he means. I'm assuming that's what the Mishna Berura is doing. Do you have in the Dirshu, do they put in the Mechaber the way the Mishna Berura is changing the Girsa? Because it's very interesting. Usually when the Mishna Berura changes the Girsa, they give you an indication on top. But here, the Mishna Berura is changing the Girsa on the Mechaber. He's putting in the words Lo Yuchal. He's taking out the words Visalke Meyad. But we don't have that girsa. Okay, we're going to hold it over here for today. Shkayach.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.